Hello YouTube. Today is the season premiere of Doctor Who Series 8, the first episode with Peter Caldi as the title character, the Doctor, Doctor Who if you don't watch the show. So, as we've been told before this episode aired, the tone of the show is going to shift to a much darker, more serious tone than the fairy tale-esque tone of the Matt Smith era. Going into this, a lot of people were skeptical about how Peter Caldi would take on the role of the Doctor, but I kind of figured that with this tone shift, he was kind of the perfect character to do this. So going into this episode, the first little bit was a little weird. Won't do spoilers quite yet. I'll go into that a little bit later. But later on, the episode did start to pick up, and it became much more, oh, this is Doctor Who. So that's, became much more apparent. The episode got a lot better when this episode started to pick up. So now on to the spoiler section. I'll wait on the section. You can listen to the Matt Smith's theme song for a minute. Okay, everybody ready? If you're still here and you haven't watched the episode, I suggest you leave right now. The episode starts off a dinosaur in London. Old London, 1800s, I guess. I don't know. When Madame Vastra, Jenny, and Strax are almost a Drax in London that time era, and everyone's freaking out. There's a dinosaur. You know, all these alien activities haven't happened yet, which we've seen with Chris Eccleston, David Tennant, and Matt Smith in current day London hasn't happened yet. So people are kind of freaking out right now. Ends up something stuck in his throat, spits it out, and there's the TARDIS. Poof. So as we know, the TARDIS and the Doctor are connected. If the TARDIS is messed up, so is the Doctor. So, excuse me, that's not professional. She's a little bit wiped in memory, can't quite remember who Clara is called Strax. Clara at one point, it's all a mess. Then we move on to later, dinosaur spontaneously combusts, and that's when the episode starts to pick up. We see the antagonist. That's a bad one, right? I'm in college, I should know that. The episode starts to pick up, and Doctor kind of runs away, and Clara's stuck with the trio, Madame Vastra, Jenny, and Strax. And what happens is that Clara sees this ad in the newspaper and sees the Impossible Girl, which is, of course, what Matt Smith used to call her. The Doctor, just in general, called Clara the Impossible Girl. So she thought, hey, this is him. This is him sending a message of screaming at lunch. So she goes to this random restaurant, and she meets him there. Ends up that he didn't put the message there. He thought she put the message there. So now they're trying to figure out who it is, and where they're sitting starts going down after they realize the restaurant isn't homeless people aren't eating, it's just they're acting like it. And we see this villain. Now, I was in Landis Hall, and people were like freaking out, and I'm like, why are people freaking out? Like they've seen this before. Throughout most of the time, there's Peter Capaldi, the Doctor, says this seems familiar. I think I remember this. And it wasn't until later in the episode where they're in an escape pod, the main villain of the episode, and the Doctor, and he pulls out this little like energy thing, and it says SS Marine Internet, and that is a direct reference to the 2006 episode David Tennant era, The Girl in the Fireplace. Madame Pompadour, I think is how you pronounce her name. In the 51st century ship. Goes down. Those are the same villains in this episode. That was a cool little throwback that they tied that in. This brand new Doctor, but they are keeping it to the roots of the show, which is, well, not really the roots. The roots would be the 70s and whatnot, with like William Hartnell and all that. So not really the roots, but it rattles people's brains to think back. 9 years now. Holy cow! No, 2015. 8 years now. Back to 2006. So that was a cool Easter egg, and we get to the end of the episode, and Clara's like, I don't know who you are anymore, you've changed, of course. The typical reaction to a changed Doctor, like Rose, Christopher Eccleston, and David Tennant, and all that, even though she ended up liking David Tennant better. Rose is considered the girl that the Doctor fell in love with. I don't know if we're going to hear about her anymore. So, the main villain dies, we think he does, and it flashes toward the end of the episode, and he's alive. This random woman says you're in heaven because he's looking for the Holy Land, the Promised Land, Paradise, whatever you want to call it. And she says you're in heaven, and it kind of cuts out. Now, going to the elevator inside says maybe it's death. I'm thinking maybe it's another River song because she said she's the doctor's girlfriend. We don't know yet. I'm not 100% sure who she is. So in flashback a little bit, this is the last scene of the episode that I just talked about. But now, after the doctor drops the claw off what he thinks his home ends up being Scotland. Oops, his mistake. Because Peter Caldi is Scottish, and I was kind of like, hey, he's Scottish. She gets a phone call on her cell phone, picks it up, and it is Matt Smith. Like, the doctor, Matt Smith, not just a little cameo. It is the Dr. Matt Smith calling her, telling her to help the new doctor, Peter Caldi, because he's scared. And, of course, she accepts, and they go off to get coffee, and that's the end of the episode. Next week, I don't catch the name of the episode, but the Daleks are returning. So now we've seen Peter Capaldi in his first episode. Started off slow. I was a little iffy about it. The episode picked up, and I thought it was a spectacular performance. Someone in the elevator said that, oh, I didn't like it, wasn't my favorite. And I'm like, oh, well, I thought it was great once it picked up. But there's my review for this episode. So, yeah. Like, favorite, subscribe, share the video. I'll try to do a review every week, every time I see an episode. I'll try to do reviews for every show, or big shows. I don't think I'm going to do reviews like Big Bang Theory, that's silly. But I'll be doing reviews. I watched Arrow, so I'll be doing reviews for Arrow. Obviously, Doctor Who. I watched Sherlock, but I don't think I'm going to do reviews on Sherlock. There's only 2 episodes a season, there's really no point. Do reviews on The Flash, which we floated to the Arrow and The Flash, because same universe. And I might do Gotham. Actually, I probably will do Gotham, because I love the Batman universe, and this is kind of a prequel to it. But, yeah, there's my review for the first episode of Season 8 Doctor Who, Peter Caldi's first full episode. We saw him for like a minute earlier, but this was his first full episode, his time to shine, and he did shine. He did a great job, I thought, once the episode picked up. So I've been Epic Gamer, and see you next time.